So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. I am headed out to do a little side job this afternoon. I have to mow a very big field with a very small machine. I loaded up the mini skid with the Virnig brush cutter on, and we're headed out to get started. I don't currently have a brush hog right now for the tractor. I just ordered a flail mower, and literally 10 minutes ago, so I don't have that yet, but I think the mini skid should handle it pretty well. I need to mow about 2 acres, and if my calculations are correct, it should take me about 82 minutes to mow that 2 acres, I think. All right, this is the field that I need to mow. Not all of it, but a good bit of it. And I'll tell you what, after looking at it, I'm kind of glad I've got the brush mower on the mini skid. Stuff's a lot taller than what I remembered. Must have grew some. It's going to be quite the little project here. All right, so I've got the Vermeer CTX 160 and the Virnig 48-inch open front brush cutter. Now I came up with that 81 minutes just by doing a little bit of math. The cutter is 48 inches wide, but I used 42 inches wide because there will be some overlap. Top speed on the mini skid is 4.4, but I use 3.5. I doubt I will be mowing full speed the entire time. So anyway, I calculated the total square footage of 2 acres and how much I can cut in a minute, and I came up with 81 minutes. Not that it matters. I'm just curious to see how close I am. right, that cutter is absolutely amazing. This end down here, it is only a couple feet tall, but down there at that end down there was places it was 4 and 5 feet tall, and there's just a few places that I had to go over it twice. But for all that vegetation, there's like nothing left. Really, really nice job. And it took me exactly an hour and a half. So what is that? That's 90 minutes. What did I guess? 81 minutes? Yeah, pretty close. I shot this with a rangefinder, length and width, and this is right at 2 acres. This is going to be used for event parking. I'm going to have to mow it. It's not till sometime in September, but we wanted to get it knocked down, and then right before it I'll come hit it again. But we got the worst of it done for sure. But yeah, this thing's a beast. Alright, got back to the house a little bit ago, but I'm telling you what, this thing worked like a dream. I can't believe how nice the finish was on all that stuff I was mowing. You know, you look at it and it's like, where did it all go? You know what I mean? When you're done, it's just like gone. But I think what I'm going to do is unload this right now, put some fuel in the machine, and while I have the brush cutter on, I'm going to head out to the meadow out there in the woods and mow down some of that Japanese stilt grass that's creeping in on the food plot. But you know, on the way home I was thinking about something. You know, if I was a young guy, which I'm not, and I was just getting started, which I'm not, I already did all that, but if I was a young guy getting started that wanted to get into like construction, landscaping, dirt moving, those types of things, at least around here where we live, I think the first thing I would get would be a mini skid. And the reason is this: everybody has a skid loader and a mini excavator now. There's a lot of competition for that, and these machines are so nice because, one, you don't need a CDL, two, you can get any attachment in the world for these things, and you can do like big work with one. You know what I mean? I've got that log grapple for this, that power rake for putting in lawns. You can obviously do some serious brush hogging with it. But like I said, if I was just starting out, I think that's the direction I would go right now. You know, a lot of guys have these, but they are still, people are just now starting to get convinced of how capable they are. And but yeah, if I was a young guy, I think I would buy one of them, then start buying attachments as needed. You know, I always used to have a rule of thumb: if you had to rent something, what was it, 2 or 3 times, you should have just bought it anyway, as far as attachments go, you know. But yeah. I tried to do there, and it should work. This Japanese stilt grass creeping in here really bad, and it's going to go to seed here pretty soon, so I wanted to get it mowed down. I don't know if this is a losing battle or not, but I think over time this should work out. Last week, maybe 6-7 days ago, I power raked just a strip through the middle there, and I learned something there as well. I planted just cereal rye, and I should have run a drag over it, even an old bed spring or something, because the deer, every picture I got in video from my trail camera, they're walking right back and forth there eating that seed. But what they didn't get is starting to come up, starting to get green. So I think what I'll do, probably in about 2 weeks, yeah, 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be getting close to September. I'll hit this whole thing with the power rake and then seed it real heavy with that winter rye, cereal rye. Hit it with like a drag or something to cover it up a little bit, and I'll try to time it right before some rain. But the ground's actually good and wet right now. We've had a bunch of rain lately. We're still behind, but it's getting better. But anyway, I'm going to take this back over to the house, and I'll report back tomorrow morning. All right, it is first thing in the morning, and we're getting just a little bit of drizzle, but I just checked the radar, and it's kind of weird. All the rain from that hurricane is about 20 miles east of us and goes the entire way across the state of Pennsylvania. Melissa is coming home later today. A lot of people have been asking why I haven't published a video this past Tuesday or the one before. We've just been really busy, and Melissa has been gone all this week out visiting with grandson Bo. So just been trying to hold down the fort. It's surprising I got any videos out at all, to tell you the truth. But right now I'm going to unhook from the trailer, put it away, and we're going to see what this weather does, and then we'll get into something else. But speaking of trailers, so far absolutely loving this Mort's hydraulic tail trailer. You know, the other day, first time this ever happened, I was in traffic and I was at a red light, and some guy put his window down, and he's yelling something at me. I thought, did I cut this guy off or what? And I put my window down, and the guy's pointing about something, and I go, what? You know, like, what do you need? And he said, what kind of trailer is that? I love your trailer. That was the first time I have ever had anyone stop me in traffic over a trailer. So I told him it's a Mort's hydraulic tail, and he can get them at Bennett Trailer Sales over in Ohio, where I got mine, and I actually think he's going to. He's pulling away. He's looking over his shoulder at the trailer. It was like I was had an old Mustang or Ferrari or something behind me, but he was pretty excited about it, and I am too. It is a really nice trailer, and it serves my needs well. right, it is an absolutely beautiful day today. I'm telling you what, it feels a lot like fall. It is. I think the high temperature today is only going to be like 75. No humidity, nice and crisp and cool this morning. I'm down here at the wood yard, kind of getting back into the groove because Melissa got back yesterday. She was out with grandson Bo from, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. So everyone is glad to see her. Especially the dogs. Man, they go crazy when we're away, or she's away, or I'm away, or both of us. And then it's like 10 minutes, they run around like maniacs. Then they just calm down like everything's okay in their world now. But Melissa had a good time. Bo's a piece of work. A kid, he's always smiling, always laughing. Very, very happy baby. But I cut this wood here this morning and split it. It's only about 11 a.m. right now. I didn't get started till 8:30 maybe. I had some other things to take care of. But once I'm done with this, I think we're gonna, whoops. I was looking where I was going and I didn't have it anymore. Once I get done with this, I think I'm going to put the mower back on the mini skid. I got a little trail to mow in between our place and neighbor Cliff's. It won't take long at all. They're having a party tonight. They have one every August. And they'll probably want to park some cars over at our place, and it's nice. We left those party lights up for like 2 years now, the ones you get at Costco. And he's got a pole over there. You just plug them in. But yeah, they made it through all the winters and everything. Those things really hold up. They're kind of like a commercial grade party light. And I think they're the same ones you see like in outdoor seating areas at restaurants and stuff like that. So I think they're made for handling the weather, but we have ones in our yard that we leave up all the time. We recently just took them down just because I took some dead trees down in the yard there a month or so ago, but those ones were up for a couple years as well. Need to put them back up. It's nice at night just to have a little bit of light out there in the yard to kind of see what's going on. But man, do we have the firewood. I'm telling you what, I have never had this much cut and split. Now what I'm doing here, this is oak, I mentioned many times before. This won't be ready till the following year, but we will have the option of kiln drying it if we want to, but you'd have to let it air dry for, I don't know, I've never done that before, probably at least 6 months before you put it in the kiln. And we do have several baskets filled of bundlewood for next summer. I've talked to some retail businesses that I know in the area, and they will sell our wood next summer. So in order to have it ready for next summer, you got to do it this summer, and it will be kiln dried bundle firewood, all bark free. People ask why that matters. It's just cleaner. You know, a lot of people pick up that bundle wood in trunks of their cars and stuff like that, and it just looks good, and you can get more for it. A lot of people have been asking about the Paul Bunyan show in Boonville, New York. I've been getting some emails and seeing some comments. Unfortunately, we will not be going to Boonville this year. We just have way too much going on. I would like to have gone, but it's about a 7-hour drive, and if you're there 2 days, you know, it's almost 4 days. And we're going on an elk hunt in October, Melissa and I, out in Colorado. And I'm really looking forward to that, actually. We're going to try. I don't know. But if all the stars align and everybody's schedule works out, we'd like to take about 10 days the hunt's like 4 or 5 days, but we're gonna drive out, take the Super Duty, but I'd like to take at least 10 days. And it's in southwest Colorado, so would like to go back to like Moab, Utah. We're pretty close to there. That'll be easy. And then maybe into the San Juan National Forest some too, either before, probably before we go on the hunt. And hopefully we have better success than the last time I went. The last time I went out there, it was nice, and there were elk everywhere, but we were hunting down in this big valley, and the elk kind of come down out of the foothills down into the valley late afternoon, and they stay there all night, and then they go back into the foothills in the morning. Well, the night before the hunt started, we were doing some scouting, and man, we probably saw 5 or 6 real nice bulls, but the whole hunt, the elk they were coming in too late. You know, it was almost dark before they'd come in, and in the morning they were leaving before it got daylight, and it just didn't work out. We saw some elk and stuff, but it just didn't work out. But this time Melissa is going with me, and she's gonna hunt. She's hunted quite a bit in the past, hasn't for a few years. But yeah, it'll be fun. And I would, like I said, like to see some other stuff while I'm out there. I have a buddy that's out west right now, his first trip. I think they're in Yellowstone. He's going to call me later on today. I gave him a whole list of different places and things that we like to see. We like it all. I kind of prefer like the, I don't know what you call it, like alpine type stuff. You know, what is that, like 7,000-8,000 feet and lakes and stuff like that. And I do love Moab, Utah, but like, you know, you got the Red Rock. I look at it as like this. You got the Red Rock areas and, you know, Utah, all that's real pretty. But I like trees and mountains and water. It's all pretty, but that's my preference. One of the most beautiful things I ever saw, and I'm sure many of you have seen it, but down there on Jenny Lake, right at the edge of the lake with the Tetons across the lake, you just sit there and stare at it. It's just so pretty. But there's pretty places all over the place. The national parks are all getting so crowded, which is understandable. But I'm telling you, the best kept secret in the East, shouldn't even say it, is West Virginia. It's a beautiful state. Not many people around, no crowds. Love it. Oh, so I mentioned Boonville. We won't be going there. Bunyan, still up in the air. We're going to try to make it at least for a day. We'll have to see. See what the schedule looks like. As much as I like cutting wood, though, I honestly have so many other things I should be doing. But in order to get ahead, I got to do it this time of year. And we got the wood. I'm glad I bought all those log truck loads. I am. Plus, this fall and winter, we won't have to hit it as hard as we did last year. So we're going to be ahead of the game. At some point, I'm just going to quit worrying about, like, just don't take on new customers, I guess. Because every year I get more and more. And I don't want to do firewood full time. You know what I mean? I like doing it, but we have other things to do, and sawmill, and I want to try to hunt more this fall. I don't even care if I get anything. I talked to a guy the other day. He was on the same page as I am. We were talking about hunting, He does the food plots, the trail camera. I mean, spends all this time, and he has a piece of property, a nice piece of ground in Ohio, a lot of nice deer. And in 5 years, he never took a deer off that property, like his son has, and you know, like his dad or whatever. But it's the whole process. People that don't hunt don't understand it. It has nothing, well, it has something to do with actually harvesting a deer, but it's just the whole process. Like right now, you know, every morning I'm checking the trail cams from down in West Virginia, out there in the food plot here. It's a really nice hobby. It's the whole process though, putting in all the work. A lot of people see it as a big waste of time, but a lot of people do things that they enjoy that are not appealing to others. You know, I told you before, I used to golf. I enjoyed golfing. I did, and I was actually pretty decent at it, especially considering how much I played, which wasn't that much. And you know, maybe someday I'll start doing that again or something. But it got to the point where I would rather be doing so many other things. It just took up so much of your time, which is the reason I got out of golfing. But anyway, we got all that wood split. Let me show you what we got going on here. Got the wood bunker. It's about a third full of all red oak. Got this to split to go into there. Got 6 or 7 full baskets over there. Wood shed's completely full. Down in the lower wood yard, I got 10 or 12 baskets down there that are filled. Over here we got all these. I'm not even sure how many's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 27 right there filled up. And over here, oh, and by the way, a lot of people have been asking about why this sidekick is still here. It is leaving Monday. I honestly haven't driven that in months. Just kind of use it as a workbench, as you can see. Because some guy commented the other day, wondering why they haven't seen the new Can-Am lately. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baskets of bundle wood. We'll end up with probably 8 of these. And like I said, this is the stuff here it's going to have to dry for a long time. But, you know, we'll let it air dry for 6 or 8 months, probably till spring. That's what we'll do. And then we'll put it in the kiln, and this will all be ready for next summer. But yeah, the Can-Am Defender, we've been riding it around here, just trail riding, but it's still kind of in the honeymoon phase on that thing. It's nice. It's really nice. I never had a side-by-side near that fancy, and it is very comfortable. It rides like a dream. It's got air conditioning, power windows, and I just haven't been able to force myself to start hogging it up down here at the woodyard. It'll get to that point here pretty soon, but yeah, right now we're still in the honeymoon phase. I don't know if I want to trailer that thing out west when we go in the elk hunt. We don't need it for the hunt, but boy, I don't know, probably not. Wouldn't be a bad idea though. Line up some nice trail rides out there. When we were out there in Moab several years ago, we rented a Razor, and that was a lot of fun. At first, it wasn't fun at all. I went into this place, and I said I wanted to rent a Razor for the day, and I lined it all up for the next day. He said, okay, no problem. So I went back, and he's like, do you have any experience? And I said, yeah, just give me the keys. I'm good. Okay. And he said, what trail do you want to run? And I said, this Hell's Revenge thing I looked up. It looks pretty cool. We were terrified for the first half hour. It took us a while to realize how well they stick to the rocks out there. We don't have that around here. We have like dirt and mud. And but we started off, we got to the trailhead, and you start going up this rib of rock, and I mean, it just drops off on both sides and kept getting higher and higher. And Melissa thought we were in the wrong place. She said, this can't be right. And I go, I think it is. And if I could have got turned around, we probably would have taken it back, but I couldn't get turned around. And then After about 10 or 15 minutes, you start realizing how well it's stuck to that rock. I had envisioned just kind of screaming through like a desert type area. Wasn't like that at all. It was climbing rocks the whole time. You would go up hills and get to the top. It was so steep, all you could see was the sky above you, and Melissa would have to get out and kind of spot for me which way to go when you get to the peak, because you'd start breaking over. You don't even know where you're going. But after we did it once, I'd love to do it again. And it would probably be better just renting something out there than dragging a trailer the whole way out there. Yeah. I could put, this is a thought right here. I could put the four-wheeler, that Polaris, on the bed cover of the Super Duty and get those ramps. It's a little sketch loading them, but you'd only have to do it a couple of times. That's something we may do. I may take the four-wheeler out there with us. We'll have to see. But anyway, I'm going to head up to the house right now. The hunt man is ready to go somewhere. And then when I come back, put the brush cutter back on the mini skid and we'll take care of that trail headed over to Neighbor Cliffs. I got the trail cleaned up between the two houses, but I'm loving the brush cutter. I really am. Works great. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here. If you are a subscriber to our channel, please double check, make sure you are still subscribed. And if you're not, please consider subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one.